and we are shining a spotlight on a culinary gem right here in the Garden State. Summit House, located at 395 Springfield Avenue in the heart of downtown Summit, has just been named one of New Jersey Monthly's top 40 restaurants. Known for its elegant seasonal menu, stunning raw bar, and award-winning cocktails, Summit House is redefining modern American dining with a focus on hospitality and community. We're joined by owner Dylan Baker to tell us what makes his spot so special. Good morning, Dylan. Thanks for coming to the show.
Morning, Ken. Glad to be here. Thanks.
You bet.
I I,
Anytime.
I can confirm with Mike, it is beautiful here in New Jersey this morning. Just perfect weather. We've earned
I
it.
see 64 degrees, 64 degrees. That's always fresh and nice and dry, no humidity. I, of course, picked the one time to come to South Florida. I'm in Fort Lauderdale on the beach here where it's extremely hot and humid. But I'll be back up in a couple of days, so I'll enjoy the cool weather or cooler weather then. But congratulations on Summit House being named one of New Jersey Monthly's top 40 restaurants. That is a big deal because New Jersey has a ton of eateries. What does the recognition mean for you and your team to have people in the biz saying, "Hey, this place is really good"?
Well, thanks, Ken. It means a lot to us. You know, we've worked very hard over the last 8 years to really make Summit House a destination in the Garden State for our culinary achievements, our cocktail program, our great wine list. Um, and to have New Jersey Monthly recognize us after 8 years really does mean a lot. There's not a lot of established restaurants, I believe, coming on to that list. It's usually someone who's opened in the last few years. They have making their name, but for an established restaurant to come on, I think is fairly rare.
Yeah, it shows that you've really stepped up the game and kept it fresh because once it's so common, I guess, because when you have a restaurant that people frequent for a while and it's really all the rage for 6 months, a year, 2 years. In the beginning, you can't get a reservation. Then you can get a
Sure.
reservation for next week, and then it becomes what happened to the place, and it closes down. Um, and that is the case, right? Because people get fickle. You get people who move in and out of neighborhoods. So in 10 years, you
It's
could have a
true.
whole different population, and they may want something totally different. So it is good to see this happening for you guys. And you
Thank
like
you.
to say that you celebrate the rich edible bounty of the Garden State. And by the way, I speak about this because my family was in the business and I know how hard it is to, first of all, 20 hours a day of work and it's your heart and soul. Share how you and executive chef AJ Capella incorporate local seasonal ingredients into the menu and make it specifically New Jersey.
So we are very we take the hard road, Ken. We recreate our menu 4 times a year. So every time we have a change of season, within a few days or so of the solstice, we're looking to put a new menu up. That's not only all of the appetizers, entrees, desserts, but also our cocktail menu is also very seasonally driven. So we really recreate the menu and the restaurant 4 times a year. And that is what keeps it fresh. That is what keeps people coming back and able to try a different restaurant each time, discovering new things on the menu, new creative dishes that the chef has been inspired by the season, by the change of produce available to him. Uh, a lot of the items will stay with a similar feature, like say featuring our Barnegat Bay scallops. These are scallops coming off the coast of Barnegat and into Viking Village. Every day we feature those on the menu, but in the summer we're going to feature things like squash and corn, um, fresh tomatoes, of course. And in the winter, those items go away. They're not at their best, so of course they're going to come off. But we may feature the scallop in a different setup. So people will always find a little something that they find familiar, but really the freshest possible setup on their plate for it to represent the season. And again, the
Which
same
is
at
very
our
much,
at our cocktail bar.
I was going to say this is very much how it's done in Europe, right? You go to Italy,
Very
they
much.
don't take stuff in the deep freeze. I remember I've been to so many restaurants in Italy, and I've asked. I have a relative who owns a hotel and a restaurant in Cattolica in the northeastern Emilia Romagna, and I remember making the mistake of asking, "Oh, this fish is so good. How many days old is this?" And he was insulted. Days. We got it about 4 hours ago. He literally was insulted. Like, we don't store fish here. It comes that morning and we serve it.
Of
Whatever is
course.
caught is what we serve. And it was so he couldn't understand the fact that what do you people freeze fish and nasty. So I love the fact that you are doing it the way they do it, and that's what makes a great restaurant. You have a dish that
Thank
I
you.
love. It's macaroni, which is the way it's spelled and pronounced in Italy, Maccheroni. Macaroni is macaroni and cheese when it spells Maca. You have homemade bolognese. Now, when you make house-made bolognese, I know that in Italy, bolognese is different than here. So talk about your bolognese. Is it American, what we view as bolognese, or in Bologna? I ordered bolognese once and got seafood on my pasta.
That shouldn't
So it's
happen,
very
especially in Emilia Romagna.
different.
So Chef AJ Capella, our amazing award-winning executive chef here at Summit House. This is a family recipe of his. We start with all of our pastas are homemade at Summit House. We make our pastas almost every day, and that provides a great base, our homemade macaroni. But the sauce itself is much more of a traditional something you would find in Bologna. It's not so tomato heavy. It's more based around the meats. There's I believe three different meats that are included in the bolognese. Uh, and it has become a crowd favorite. When I say the menu changes 4 times a year, there are certain things like the bolognese that do not rotate off. That has become a staple and something that people return for over and over again.
Yeah, that's awesome. And for those who don't realize, tomatoes only made their way to Italy about 400 years ago, 350 years ago. Prior to that, it
True.
was mostly brown sauces and meats and things like that. So we think of Italy, we just associate it with the tomato, and too many Americans associate it with garlic too. They don't use anywhere nearly as much garlic in Italy as we tend to do
Mm.
here. But it's just awesome. I love and appreciate the fact that you try to keep it authentic and give people a taste of contemporary, real Italian cooking from Italy. You have pici with cockles and Calabrian chili. Calabrian chili is all the rage too. Talk about that dish. We have about a minute left.
So again, seasonal rotations happening. The pasta, homemade cockles, are great in the springtime. That menu is actually, I believe that you're not going to find that on our menu right now, Ken. I hate to tell you, but it's always
Oh,
going to be. I believe the cockles have come off, and we do try and always do a seafood pasta, so that is replaced right now. And come on down and give the new menu a shot, Ken. When are you back from
all right,
Florida?
Dylan, I got to cut you off because we're literally at the end of the show, but I am going to come. Dylan Baker, owner of Summit House in Summit. Congratulations on the achievement. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Ken. Thank you.